All right, I'm going to go ahead and state a fact. You know, I read a few comments because I know that it's a very sensitive subject, very heated subject. I don't know why it's heated. I really don't. Truth is true. No matter what that truth is, it just is what it is. But I'm going to show you something, all right, in this country right here. I'm going to speak to the facts of history in this country. Let's see if you have enough intestinal fortitude out there to agree with the truth. All right, here's the truth. The history of this country is this. A white man or a gang of white men could go into a black home, drag out the man, drag out his wife, drag them down the road, throw a rope over a tree, and lynch them. And there were no police, even though there were police around. Nobody called them guilty. Emmett Till. You remember Emmett Till? Emmett Till's murder. Who went to jail over that? Nope. But watch this. Let's flip the script. Suppose the tide turns and then black men start going around and dragging white folks out of their house and start killing them. What do you think will happen? Do you think that the law would be down on top of them like a 2-ton heavy stick? Now, I know that these things that I'm saying are very uncomfortable to a mind that wants to deny the truth, but that is the reality that people have to deal with in this country right here. And I just keep trying to tell people over and over again that the things that used to happen in the past, it ain't happening no more. It just simply is not going to happen no more. But I do see clearly what the powers that be are doing. I just think that the American public is too stupid to realize it. I do. I just think I have no confidence in the American public whatsoever at all. We're so opinionated, yet we produce nothing. We get into our emotions, and that's all that it is, though. It's just emotions. And it's just a sad reality, sad situation, because the truth is they got the whole country so twisted, warped, distorted, and turned upside down that we live in a land of make-believe and a land of fairy tales. I mean, now I'm watching the so-called blacks in this country becoming just like the people who perpetuated racism against them. And it's a sad situation. It's a sad, very sad situation. But I do know this. I do know this. I do know that when you look at the history of this country, the white on black crime is just literally through the roof, off the chain. And then when you look at the black on white crime, it's there, but it pales in comparison to the statistics. And then let's look at the incarceration rate in this country. You mean to tell me that in a country where the actual blacks are only 10% of the population, we're responsible for over 90% of the crime? You really believe that? I mean, up here, I live in a county that is less than 1% black. And all the rest of it is like 98% Caucasian and 2% Hispanic or Latinos, whatever you want to call it. All right. And again, just the other day, somebody up here murdering each other. A guy gets busted for meth. All this crime goes on up here, and not one black face is in the newspaper for committing any type of heinous acts of crime up here. Yet and still, people are concerned about us. It's off the chain. It's off the chain. It really is. It's literally off the chain. And then people want to call me racist because I point out the obvious facts. Hey, it is what it is. It's just the truth. I know. Forget about the transatlantic slave trade, but remember the Holocaust. I know. We need to just forget about all that in the past. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the reason why I don't never forget the past is because Pastor Dowell is not going to repeat the same mistakes of the past. And anybody that listens to me, I don't care who you are not going to repeat the same mistakes of the past. Now, you can repeat the same mistakes of the past all you want because your prerogative and stuff, but Pastor Dowell is not going to suffer the consequences of the same mistakes of the past. That's the reason why I inform myself, and that's the reason why you need to be informed. And that's one reason why I advocate all Israelites, you need to be armed. I mean, everywhere I turn in my house, I have a firearm. Everywhere. And somebody said, well, what do you need that for? You ought to ask them people that, it was a 34-year-old man. 34-year-old man at gunpoint took a couple, married couple, into a alley or between two buildings, tied them up in a state where it's legal for you to carry. No telling where they come from. Must have come from either Illinois, the Chicago area, or New York. I bet both of them wish they were trained. I bet they both wish they were trained. I bet they both wish that they were armed. I bet they both wish they knew how to disarm someone that has a gun on them within arm's reach. I bet they wish they knew how to do that. But because they didn't, look what happened. I know I'm digressing in this video right here, but I'm trying to stimulate thoughts. I'm trying to put a defibrillate on people's minds. Can you imagine a married couple, man and woman, then you get tied up. First you're told to strip yourself butt naked, bare, at gunpoint. And then, and then they tie you, put your hands behind your back and tie you up. And then they rape the woman and sodomize the man. And then he goes on down the merry road. Isn't that something? We got to ask ourselves a question. I'm a veteran, United States Army paratrooper, 10 years. And I ask myself this question all of the time. If I was willing, and most people, private soldiers and stuff, when they join the military, they're not ever planning on going to war. Most of them, they get sucked in by the sale of the GI Bill or whatever, college, all this other stuff. They're not planning on going to war. But anyway, and now they're throwing all this worthless money at them. But think about this for a second. I think about this all the time. My country tells me that there are some people over across the seas over there that ain't never did nothing to me. And they say that we need to defend America from those folks who ain't never did nothing to me. They ain't never really did nothing to America either. Who's attacked us here on our soil? Who? Who has literally attacked us here on our soil? Oh, I know. Whatever the government says, you believe it, right? Yeah, remember 9/11. And, but in those 10 years, let me see, they could have sent me anywhere in the world, and I'm willing to go there, fight, live, or die. Come back in a body bag, give my wife a flag, play taps. Let me see. So I'm supposed to be able to be willing to do that and be patriotic about it. But if I got domestic enemies in my own damn backyard who cause more tyranny, more racism, more discrimination, and more negative influence upon me, you mean to tell me that I'm supposed to just sit there and take that shit? See, that's bad logic. I don't know what they've done. I think it's got to be genetically modified foods, genetically engineered, the fluoride, the mercury, the chemical trails. Something is going to torque the minds of people, because I'll be damned if I'm going to sit up there and allow somebody to do something like that to me and my wife in this country. It ain't happening. Well, you might die, Pastor Dowell. Let me give y'all all a lesson here real quick. You're going to die one day. It ain't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. One day you going to die. And I'm going to say it again. I said it once. I said it 1,000 times. You don't get to pick the day, the time, or the hour when evil comes your way. You better be prepared. Now, am I saying all this because I'm starting something? I ain't starting nothing. I actually live a quiet and peaceful life. It's just that people hate me because they say, well, you sure are opinionated, aren't you? Don't you voice your opinion? See, I'm just a little bit different. I put mine out there so you know exactly how I think. But what you do is you only voice it in your little circles and stuff. And I really know what you really stand for. And you don't want nobody really truly to know that. But I'm actually a peaceable man. I get along with everybody. I'm just stating the reality, the stark, naked truth. It's painful. It's painful. And I know how we would rather have truth pressed down. That's right. But it's rising to the top. And just this morning, I was watching Fox News. And they bring out all these police experts of this one police officer that got shot and killed in New York. Oh, it's just so heinous. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, then don't get me wrong. I think that all murders, be they police officers or innocent civilians, I think it's all a heinous crime. But you're not going to get no empathy. You're not going to get no sympathy from the black community as a whole. I'm going to tell you straight up, Fox News, they don't give a damn. Because there's too many of us dying on these damn streets. All in the name of this dang kangaroo court system called blind justice and the law. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, it's getting to the point now it has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It has to do with the uniform that you're wearing. And people can choose them. Hey, and they got this, what was it? They got a civilian commission over in Baltimore. That's what they have, a civilian commission over in Baltimore. And what they're doing is they're judging all of these police brutality cases. No, but the internal affairs say that the police done nothing wrong. And then the guy, well, I'm glad that the civilians, that they really get it and understand. But you gotta understand, they can get together and bump their guns and sit on the board all damn day long. But they have no power to change anything whatsoever at all. And they even let you know that they don't have no power. Let me tell you something. You and you alone are responsible for your self-preservation, because isn't that sad? You have one life to live. And at any given time in this country, you could get pulled over for a headlight and get shot to death. And then knowing that the story is and the narrative is going to spin and nothing is going to be done to the criminal that did it. Remember Sandra Bland? Do you remember Sandra Bland? Was justice served in that case? Some of you so deceived. You deceived just like you deceived by them dang Jewish people over there thinking that they're the real true Israelites. They're Israelis, not Israelites. They're Jewish, not Yehudis. So anyway, I said all that to put thoughts into your head and mind right there. So come, let us reason together. Let's have good talk. Let's have good, strong dialogue. And without dodging the issues. Man, most of you, man, I tell you, boy, it's a good thing that you just keyboard ninjas, because when you look at your function in life, you ain't doing too much of nothing. But hey, those of you who really truly get what I'm saying, and you know me at least somewhat, I want all of you to be encouraged, okay? Because that's the reason why I love Patreon. Because over at Patreon, we have intelligent people that are expressing their views, their point of views. And we are intelligently having vigorous debate and dialogue on many issues. And the beautiful thing about Patreon, no trolls. No trolls at all. You know why? Because a troll ain't going to pay no damn money to come over and get educated. They're going to use this free platform right here. And you know what? You think about trolls, man, it sure is a lot of time they got on their hand, isn't it? Think about the time, energy, and effort they have to use to make an account. And only in one push of the button, you can be blocked and banned from my videos or ever comment again. Do you have to go and figure out another way to do it again? Isn't that something utterly amazing? All I'm trying to do is educate you. You follow me? Educate you. I trip out when people talk about, well, you're a racist, pastor. You need to go look at my congregation. Straightway. See that up there says Straightway Truth? See that? Go type that in, straightwaytruth.com, and you're going to see a big old family picture on the front page. And you know what you're going to do? Tuck your head between your tail, or either you're just going to become mute all of a sudden and be ashamed of your ignorant responses by calling me a racist when you see my family. You people are something else.